45 minutes. Decided to get on and see if anybody wanted to visit. My truck's running great. My trailer, the plate mounts that join the hitch to the trailer, part of them, they both broke on both sides. So I'm getting a place to make new joining plates. So $400 for them to make the plates and a flatbed tow for it. It's really not all that bad. I did save up the coinage for it. So that's it. I'm sitting in the hotel for another 40. I went to the one next door. This one's disgusting, but I don't have the energy to switch rooms for a couple hours. I don't think so. So anyway, trying to think what else. It's about 11 hours to Mona's place, where I can just chill for a week or so before I finish heading up. My camp hosting spot, I gotta be there on the 6th to get all set up. So we're gonna make it, as long as nothing else happens. I'm getting the tranny mount done in Missouri. I tried going under and finding it. I don't really know what it looks like, sadly. But I didn't see anything broken underneath. I tried to look up what it looks like, but maybe I just didn't take my time. Whatever it is, I don't want to be crawling around on it. It's running smoothly. It didn't vibrate or slip or nothing, so it seems to be doing all right. Hello, whoever's watching. Oh, I could show you this disgusting room. Let me reverse the camera. Let's start with the urine in the bathroom. I'm wearing shoes indoors. I had to wear shoes getting out of the shower. There is pee on the floor there. Pee all around the toilet. I hate walking in here. And it looks like they just flood the place. And nobody cleans it. And that's just the bathroom. Oh, I'll show you the walls. There's like all kinds of shit on the walls. It's gross. The shower curtain's full of mold. Even those corners are full of guck. It looks like they just flooded the room. Nobody bothered to do it. So then I dropped the battery to the remote control. I don't know if you're going to be able to see down in here. But it is like maybe 1/8 an inch of pure grunge on the floor. So gross. Hey, Rep. Yeah, it is. It's bad. Nope, you can't see under there. But it's pretty freaking bad. I went up and complained. She's like, why didn't you tell us last night? And I said, because I was too freaking tired to do anything about it. Yeah. I don't have a stand for my phone, dang it. Well, maybe I do. I thought I brought everything to stream the trip, but I didn't. Of course, I never plan really well. No, I don't have this thing to hold the phone either. Oh well. Yeah, and I started to sleep in this bed, but there was something on the pillow. And so then I hopped over to the other one, which smelled of bleach. Anyway, the other one does not smell of bleach. I'm worried about that one. But yeah, it's been fun. Real fun. Dang, I'd have known if you were on the way, I could have. Yeah, I can't sleep in the truck. All I have is the driver's seat. The passenger seat is packed full. I will have to sleep in the truck if I have to sleep before I get the Monas, that's for sure. I don't know how I'm going to do it. The steering wheel's in the way. But I'm not paying for another hotel because if something else happens, I'm going to need every penny I got. That bed isn't even straight now that I'm looking at it. It's butt up against the heater and air conditioning thing. There, I moved it. Ah. And I walked on this floor. Oh, there's stuff all over it. I walked on this floor in my bare feet and it was black. And I'm like, oh no. Oh, that's why the bed's tilted, because you can't see the dirt that they let pile up underneath if it's slanted. Yeah, the only way I can actually sleep comfortably on that truck would be to sleep outside on the toolbox. There's nowhere else to lay. And there's no room in the camper right now either, because normally I get set up for camp and then I go back to my storage unit, which is like a 2.5 hour drive away, and get my extra things. Well, can't do that when you're going all the way up to another state, so I had to. I forgot what it was saying. So you could get a cover for the back, then you could sleep on the bed is packed full too. And it's got a tarp over it. I put screening material over the tarp, which keeps the tarp from blowing around and flapping around. But it's packed full too. There's nowhere to sleep but on that toolbox. And if I had grabbed the canvases that I thought I did, I can hang them off the roof rack and make like a makeshift tent to sleep on the toolbox. But I didn't grab them because I'm like, I have too much stuff already, so I left them. Big mistake. I'm pretty sure there's a tent packed in my stuff. I'm just not exactly sure where. I didn't take very much time to sort out everything I had. I grabbed the stuff I needed from storage and took off. But I did. My friends let me visit, and I didn't get to see the new baby, but the little Braxton, he's under 18 months. But I hadn't seen him since October, which was 6 months ago. Everybody was surprised when he remembered me. I was walking, they were sitting out on the patio, and I'm walking in, and the baby saw me, reached out, and started screaming for me to grab him. And they're like, wait, she's got to get her stuff down. But it made me cry. He wouldn't let go for 15 minutes. He just clung to me. And I'm like, wow, somebody really does miss me once in a while. It made me cry. But yeah, I'm going to miss them. Gonna miss them. They're supposed to be leaving for Alabama. Yeah, I should have brought the tarps. I would have had a makeshift tent. I do have a tent buried somewhere. I just don't know where. I know New Mexico does not like bumper poles, and I was trying to get through New Mexico without having to deal with any of that. Then I discover my tail lights on my trailer don't work, so I'm driving with my flashers on the whole time so they can see the trailer. I should be going back to AZ after I camp host this summer. It really doesn't matter where I go, actually. I've got no anchors anywhere, but my plan at this point is to go back in October. Yeah, if I do decide to move somewhere else besides Arizona, I'd probably have to get rid of the storage unit, number one. I'm going to be camp hosting at 3 or 4 different places this summer up in Wisconsin. The first one's Rocky Arbor. And the second one is called Point Beach, and I'm super happy about that one. That one's in June, on my birthday month. So excited. It's right on Lake Michigan. And it's got a lighthouse. I wanted that spot for the whole summer. When I first talked to them, they're like, no, our people came back. We don't need them. Well, then she called me and said, one of our guys is back. Can you come in June? And I'm like, yes. So I got that spot. Then I go back to Rocky Arbor in July. And then I'm going to Kettle Moraine in August till middle of September. And I haven't gotten a spot for September to October yet. But Kettle Moraine's still open. Point Beach said there's a possibility, and Rocky Arbor is talking about a possibility too. But I might have my dental done by then, so if I don't get something up, I might just take off in September. If I get something, I'll wait till October. Or I'll just be done camp hosting in September, do regular camping and get a job for a month, make it easier to get back so I have something for put back for these kind of emergencies. But dang, I was planning on driving straight through to Mona's. I was like wide awake. And something said, you need to go to a hotel. My eyes started feeling really, really freaking tired all of a sudden. And I'm like, this is weird. So I pull off, decide to go to Motel 6. Big mistake. This place is disgusting. And then it broke right as I pulled in. I know I'm pacing. I don't sit still very well, which is why flying was a pain in the ass. Literally. I had a cramp in my butt and I couldn't walk. Right now I'm not camp hosting, but I will be in May. Taking a couple weeks. Move my trailer, my truck. I wish I had a stand for this phone. Wait, maybe I could prop it on something. I could just pace around. There. Okay, I'm weird. I wish I had time to do a game or something, but I don't. My laptop I left in Wisconsin because I didn't want to pay for 2 bags to take everything back just to drive it back again. And so my laptop's there and it's got my budget sitting on it. I never thought about bringing it with me, but off the top of my head, I'm still $200 in emergency funds. And that's taking eating on the road off and like stopping at a Walmart and getting something super freaking cheap. Yeah, I don't really have time either. I'm gonna get my truck. He said in about 10 o'clock, but checkout time's here at 11, so I might dawdle. Gotta go to Tucumari around 1. Oh, okay. But it's not even 10 o'clock yet. If you're in the same time zone. Okay. We can look at the ceiling. There we go. Now I can put the phone down. It's actually overheat. I keep dropping it. People are getting mad at me because my phone keeps calling people without me doing anything. It's smashed in the back. I smashed it up in the front. And now it just calls people. I try to text them, it'll try to call them first, which has made quite a few people pretty upset. It even called my brother Wayne, who I have not talked to in forever. His phone number's at the very bottom of the list. It called him even. So, yeah, it's haunted. My phone is calling people. I don't know how many times it called one other person in the middle of the night. They're probably really freaking pissed at me, but it's my phone. Trying to hydrate. I don't hydrate well, especially when I'm doing stuff like driving, working. I get distracted and I forget. I had to search the room for cameras. It's so grunge. I'm like, I don't know. There still could be cameras. Whatever. tablet out. I did bring my tablet though, which I'm regretting not putting my budget on. But it's nice and big. I don't know if they have a hotel hotspot. I didn't ask that. Should have. I'm surprised I didn't bring my hotspot with me. I didn't bring the other phone for streaming. I could have swore I packed them, but I'm not. I don't see them anywhere. And I thought I packed the other phone too because I can call and text on it. But it's just not. Oh, yeah, the other phone is in here, but I didn't bring the hotspot. Yeah, I didn't bring the hotspot. So I can't quite. You'll subscribe and like. Oh, thank you, whoever you are, T Aspect. Why is chat so weird? Messages are popping up on the screen instead. Because I'm not doing StreamYard. I did a YouTube directly. I just didn't want to take the time to do it the right way. But I am hoping, if this phone doesn't overheat too much, that I could use the hotspot on it to stream from the other phone, because this one's busted up. It's really making me mad that I won't quit calling people, and the sad part is there's one person in particular it keeps calling late at night. Just not happy with it. Now I'm getting warm. The heat's finally kicking in. Kick it down. Oh, kick it off actually. Okay. Motel 6. It's an open network, but I ain't got nothing private on here, so there we go. They didn't even have soap. I went over to the hotel next door, and I told them I highly regretted not reading the reviews for this place before getting it, and they didn't even have soap. So the lady gave me soap from over there, and I brought it back and used it. Accept terms. Oh, they didn't give me a password. And I don't see one anywhere in the room. Okay, there goes that idea. It's showing open, that's what I don't get. But then, I guess it does say... Yeah, it says to sign in the network once you click it. Whatever. Whatever. I do have a hotspot on the phone I could use, I guess. Let's see if I can play Fallout Shelter. Not the one that I've been playing on my laptop. Won't be able to, I have a second laptop somewhere in my truck or camper. Right now I don't want to dig. But I do have a second laptop I'm going to be using. I just forgot my budget isn't online. I left it on the other computer. Forgot. So we're going to play Fallout Shelter. Woo! I'm getting my teeth fixed in Wisconsin. To be honest, there are other reasons I like being up there. But the dental's probably the biggest reason that talked me into going back up. I mean, I have reasons I want to be there, but It's chaotic to me. Very chaotic. So the dental is what actually talked me into going back. And that's why I keep saying September, October, I'll probably just be heading back down to Arizona. I'll have all my teeth fixed. First time to a dentist since I was 19. I'm terrified, very, very terrified. But this black tooth will be no more. The sharp edges will be no more, and they're filling 12 cavities. But I have all my own original teeth at my age with no dentist. So I did pretty good, I think. I'm not even watching that TV. It's just making noise. I'm shutting it off. Whew. Okay, I can't read that. Never been anywhere near Wisconsin. Barely been to Colorado. Wow. No, I've been to every state, I think. Nope. Yeah, I have. I haven't driven through every state. Woo. But I've been to every state. I've even been to Anchorage, Alaska. My dad was a pilot. We flew everywhere. But I like road travel much better than flying. Flying is just painful. It's cheaper. It's cheaper than driving now these days. But I do like moving around. And I'm really excited to camp at a new spot anyway. It'd be kind of fun, especially on that big lake. It's like being at the ocean with a lighthouse. I'm so happy I got that spot. Okay, that action requires an internet connection, which I'm not setting up yet. So stop clicking it then. I'm trying to get the bonus. I'm broke usually too. I get under 1,000 a month unless I work. And when I work, they take half of what I make working out of my check. So I'm really working for $8.25 an hour. Extra money, which isn't too bad. You're doing 20 hours, it kind of adds up. And then I pinched every penny for this trip because I had to have emergency funds. Haven't totally cleaned every possible emergency fund out. But I probably couldn't do another big one like this. Not without discomfort. Let's just say it that way. Right now, if I have to sleep, I'm not going to be able to get a hotel again. I'm going to have to sleep in the driver's seat and try to figure out how to get my legs up, because if I sleep with them down, I'll be sick. Just hoping I get the Monas before I get tired. Then I don't have to worry about it then. But I live in my camper. That's the only reason I can afford to travel, is because that is my home. I don't usually rent. That trip to Wisconsin this winter was the most expensive season I've had. I would say, besides the convoy, which is, what was that, 6 weeks, cleaned out all my savings. But this was the most expensive winter because I rented a room for 2 months too, that I've ever had since I owned my mobile home. But mostly I can do dispersed camping for free. I just got to put fuel in the truck. It's actually pretty affordable. I mean, I don't have all the comforts of a house, but I didn't like cleaning up the house in the first place. I didn't like living in the house. It was frustrating. I kind of like that I can get up and move and be where I want to be for any season. And I'm going to continue being a nomad unless I get an anchor. But that probably will never happen. Traveling, I think, would take. I do have a tent, but it was midnight. And it's a good thing I didn't do that. Because I would have been much further away from the repair place when the trailer hit. I wasn't even planning on pulling over. That's what just freaks me out. I was wide awake. In fact, it took me 3 hours to be able to get to sleep, but I was wide awake. I'm like, I could probably just drive for at least 4 or 5 more hours. And then my eyes got heavy, and I'm like, what is this all of a sudden? And the next exit was hotels, and I was like, well, let's just go spend the night. It's better than safe than sorry. Oh, it has to be a God thing. I don't see how else I could have avoided that. That reminds me of that trip I took to Minnesota one Christmas, and I go outside and I look on the ground and there's my wheel bearings laying right beside the tire. Another thing, I could have been dead. There's so many times I could have been dead that stuff just happened. Diamond Head Mountain in Hawaii. We were hiking up it. I was, what, 9? But I was tiny. I was a tiny person. And the winds were really, really high. It blew me right off the edge. I'm hanging on this tree. And my dad and siblings are freaking out. Get me pulled up, and then they turn around to go downhill, and I started pouting. Why are we going downhill? I want to go to the top. It's kind of funny. I fell, I think it was about 20 feet onto a rock on my back. It was a big flat rock when we went climbing a cliffside one time. No damage. I don't even know how that freaking happened. But that was a miracle in itself. Hi, Mona. I got bored, so I decided to do a live stream while I wait. Got my shower. I went next door to the other hotel and asked them for shampoo, and they gave it to me. This one doesn't even have shampoo. I went up front, all she has is a couple conditioners and some bar soap. But yeah, I am so lucky I am not dead. Really freaking lucky. Yeah, my phone keeps calling people. It called my brother Wayne last night. I'm putting the phone down, plugging it in to go to sleep, and it dials my brother. It was 3 a.m. his time. He was not happy. But it keeps calling another particular person, and they ain't happy. I can feel that. Okay, I got a reaction to a post I was looking at. So, yeah, the truck's driving smooth though. No vibrations or slips or anything like that with the tranny mount, so we should be good. I don't know, another breakdown is going to be painful. I mean, there's ways to take care of it. I've made some backup plans in case. Just don't know how long it would take, but anyway. I've used up reserve. I have maybe 200 more for emergency cash on hand, or money on hand, I should say. Upset over your ankles and knees the whole summer we spent off my feet. Oh, yeah. Okay, see ya, E-Rep. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Mona, that's gonna suck. I don't know how I guess we're probably not gonna go camping then if you can't. Because if you're in your trailer, you can cling to your items to get around. and do stuff. But camping, I don't see how you're going to get into a tent with bad ankles and stuff, and I can't exactly help you because of my back. So we might not be able to go camping, Mona, but we'll still hang out. Or maybe I'll camp and come over and drive over and visit. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I can't get rid of this headache. These stupid pillows. Oh, Mona, wait till you see the pictures I took of this place. It's so bad. You're not in pain? Okay. But I did not bring my mobile hotspot. So I'm thinking I can't stream off this phone because when I'm charging it with the cord, it gets overheated. So to run the hotspot and charger at the same time is not gonna happen. I did bring my streaming phone, but if I don't have a hotspot, can't believe I forgot it. Just brain farted. I'm gonna feel around again. Nope, I really forgot it. So, ew, my shoe went under the bed and I went to pull it out and something weird came out. Looks like kibbles and bits or a piece of poop. Where'd my other shoe go? Alrighty, we're having games. I have lost my other shoe. Oh, that's pretty weird. Okie dokie. Who can lose a shoe on the floor under beds and things? Me. I can lose anything. I am multi-talented at losing stuff. Did you check for... Yes, there was a mosquito on my pillow. It freaked me out, so I checked for bed bugs. That's before I climbed in. Then I climbed in and there was a spot on the pillow. And so I climbed into the other bed, and this one you can smell the bleach, so I'm not so sure about what was on this other bed, but yuck. There's urine on the bathroom floor. There is blood on the wall by the light switch. But yes, I always check for bed bugs. It's one of the first things you do. Because getting bed bugs in my camper would really freaking suck. I wouldn't have discovered the grub under the bed except the remote control. This is how they're holding their batteries in. Coming out again. And so it fell under the bed, and I went to just reach and grab for it. And I felt the grub, and I'm like, oh God, what's that? And at least it wasn't a dead body. Excuse me. But anyways, hopefully I can get to your place without getting too tired. Otherwise, I'll have to sleep in my driver's seat. Which I don't know how that's gonna happen. I don't even have a middle console. Everything's just packed. It's that or sleep on top of this toolbox in the back. But I didn't bring the tarps. I had these canvas painting tarps that I usually bring to like put under my tent if I set up my tent. And I'm like, no, I can't set up a tent for camp hosting, so I left them behind, but if I had them, I could have hung them around the roof rack over the toolbox and just slept on top of it. But whatever. I wasn't even tired. I was wide awake. It took me 3 hours to go to sleep. I was wide awake, couldn't go to sleep. I was planning on just driving straight through. And just as I'm thinking that, my eyes start dropping. I'm like, I better rest my eyes. So I pulled in. It definitely has to be a God thing that I pulled in, because I was ready to drive forever. I got oil and grease on the hoodie of my jacket climbing under the truck. I don't even know how I'm going to get that out. You can't wash this very... I was trying to look at the tranny mount, which I just didn't see any broken. But then again, I'm not 100% sure what it looks like, so... I wonder if I got more on the other parts. Just the inside of the hoodie would be fine with me. Yeah, it looks like it's... Oh, I got the elbow on this one arm. Darn. But I'll make room in the house for you. Going to yeah, I know. As long as I'm not hitting snow, I should be okay. The high winds will be very difficult to get through and exhausting. That's why I'm like, I hope I don't have to sleep in the truck. Was I turning the phone on? Because it's... Oh, there it goes. Yeah. This phone says it's 11, and the other phone says it's 10. What time is it really in Missouri? Well, they better not bitch at me for checking out late. I'm trying to find the time and date setting. Okay, yep. Well, then I'm doing good. I thought Missouri time was the same. I forgot time zones. But we're good. Okay, I'm shutting this other phone off. It's later there. Oh, yeah, so let me see what map says. How long it'll be to your place. I'll have to do it on this phone. Too much. We shall see. Usually when it's that windy, I just stay behind the trucks. I don't care if they're only doing 20. I'm right behind them. Just line up and drive with them. I do remember my first winter on the way to Quartzsite, because they have 45-mile-per-hour sustained winds with bursts. And I do remember having to pull over one time because it was crazy windy. I just don't want to. Sleeping with my legs down is going to be painful. That steering wheel's in the way, so I can't exactly curl into the seat pretty easily. It is a tilt wheel, but still, it's still in the way. So, but if I get out of here about 11-ish, it should be 10 or 11, but my GPS, I drive slower than it. It's supposed to adjust to your driving habits, but it adjusts to one area, and then I'll go on a road trip and it'll readjust for that. It's not very time accurate. So that be it. If it gets really windy and it's like dinner time, I may just nap and then head back out. Who knows? But I think, yeah. So we're gonna button down the hatches for the storm. That'll be fun. There's something else I didn't buy while I was in Arizona or here. There's a place across the street, but I did not buy it. I need every freaking penny I have right now. I would love to have some sleeping stuff. But once I get to see you, Mona, we'll see. Because I have a check coming Friday from pay, and I don't know if it includes a bonus or not. If I get a bonus, I could be getting another $1,000. They told me I was getting a bonus when I took over answering all the questions as a TP2 when I was only a TP1. But I did not make my quota because of all the broken equipment and the files disappearing and all that garbage. I did not make my quota. Clients were coming back 2-3 times when they should have only had to have been there once. It was just a bad season. Really bad. We used to manage a whole office. How do you get to where you can't even operate? Craziness. But anyway, if there was a job really close to where I was camp posting, I could go get a job for maybe 4 hours a day once in a while and get some extra funds for traveling back. I can travel back with what I have now. Still, even if I use another 400, I'd still have enough to travel back, but I wouldn't have emergency funds. And that's what I have to have when I travel, it looks like. So I'll either work while I'm camp hosting somewhere or get a job after, work for a month or 2 and then go down. But I don't think I want to be up here another winter. We don't know what happens. Like I said, if there's something that's going to anchor me, I'll stay. But otherwise, I'm a nomad till then. Did I tell you, Mona, I got to see the baby in Mesa? They let me visit. And I hadn't seen him since October, and he's not even 18 months yet. So it's been 6 months since I saw him. I walk up to the patio, and he starts putting his arms out and screaming for me to get him. He wouldn't let go of me for 15 minutes. I'm like, somebody desperately missed me. I'm like, oh, it made me cry for 15 minutes. He just couldn't let go. Felt good. I didn't get to hold the other baby. I'm not sure why. You know how moms are. She gets kind of jealous sometimes, especially when she saw his reaction. And when they don't react the same way to you because you're there all the time, she kind of got a little jealous, so she didn't want me to see the baby. It's all right. It's all right. Well, I'm going to end this stream, start gathering my shit. Get ready to go over and claim my newly repaired trailer. Oh, the stress. I'm not as stressed as I thought I would be taking off. That's what's good. All right, I'm alive. Thanks for visiting with me. Bye. See you in a bit, Mona.